Alrighty, we are back doing some reacting, and I think we're going to start with Atozy, who's over in South Korea again, talking about fucking Johnny Somali trial. It's been what, 12, 14 months or something of Johnny Somali just being a complete fuck up in South Korea? Oh god, this has been devolving so quickly and I've been loving every second of it. So let's find out how today's trial went for Johnny.
Things, like last time things went awful for Johnny, this time it went terrible. He even got humiliated in court. I mean, it was really bad from the start. And just to start things off, I'm gonna run through the whole trial so you guys kind of get a picture of how things were, even though you guys weren't there. So there was a few people there. There wasn't that many people this time.
Damn.
But Johnny at 3:59, Johnny's lawyer came in. So right on time for the trial and so on.
Wait, who starts a trial at 3:59 p.m.? What time do the fucking courts finish? What? Unless it was only supposed to be an hour's hearing. Who the fuck does a... Jesus.
Then at 4, a woman walked in who apparently was a witness. We didn't know of her. We hadn't seen her. We were assuming that Bong Bong was going to testify today, but apparently not. Then at 4:03, Hank walked in, and that
poor fucking Hank.
Also confirmed that Hank is still associated with Johnny. Then at 4:05, so this is 5 minutes after his trial started, Johnny was still not there. So Hank, he starts panicking.
Actually, Lost Loves Food, do you have any idea what about the Johnny Somali situation, or you're completely unaware of it? Just realised I probably shouldn't bring up Johnny Somali to those in my chat who have no idea what it is. Has he made a bloody... Okay. This is going to be a lot. Well, no, not shorts. Oh, God. Let's just go to his channel, videos. No, not Atozy. Johnny. There's a lot. There is a lot of lore to this. So he started, he's a nuisance streamer. He goes around live streaming on Kick all the time, and he just harasses people. He started getting notoriety in Japan. Where's one? Okay. Did he take down his original? Maybe he didn't actually mention Johnny for his original ones when he was in Japan. Okay, 4 months ago for that. Wait, is this sorting by? No, that's popular. Let's go latest. But yeah, so anyway, he was doing extremely disrespectful things in Japan. Then he decided, where should I go next? I know, Israel. He quickly found out not to fuck around in Israel, and then he went to South Korea. And that's where his luck officially ran out. Okay. Oh, that's that one. I think this is the first time we mentioned it.
The streamer that we're talking about today just found out his own actions actually have consequences. He went viral a couple months back when he flew out to Japan to essentially just disrespect the culture and the people of the country for attention on his stream. It was clear from the start that this guy was just so desperate for attention that he was going to self-destruct by either getting in trouble with the law or getting hurt. And the latter quickly happened because he was punched in the face multiple times in the street after he repeatedly did the disrespectful actions.
Once I need to see if I can find that. Because the person who went and hit him first, Johnny Somali Rengoku. Someone went up in a full Rengoku cosplay. It's being nuked off the internet. God damn it. Because one of the only things on Kick is you can't really show nudity. So the guy went in a Rengoku cosplay, took all his clothes off so that Johnny couldn't stream, and then just punched him in the face. And then other Japanese people started punching him as well.
Then, of course, he had the police called on him multiple times. He had various bikers pull up on him and even a YouTube group of Japanese influencers. I'm very unsure on what actually happened there because there were some rumors.
Oh, I found the photo of him walking up to it, so he looked all normal. And then he just started taking his clothes off in front of Johnny.
That some of those guys were associated to the Yakuza somehow. But either way, someone scared him enough to make an apology and flee Japan. And from there on out, it seemed like the situation was over. Maybe he actually learned his lesson. But if he did, I wouldn't be making this video because as soon as he got away from Japan, he instantly started dissing Japan. And
okay, so that means it's even further back than that video. Jesus Christ. Anyway, we'll just start from here.
People over and over again on his streams. Essentially, he was just proving to the world that he was a coward and he would still do anything for attention. But I guess as all the hate he received calmed down, he assumed it was safe for him to return to Japan and continue his antics. And now it seems like he severely regrets that decision because as soon as he showed up, there were multiple videos of him being punched by random people. But on his last stream in Japan, he opened it claiming he was being by the police.
It's a little bit late. Thank you. I'm being. That's why I started the live stream because I am currently being. As you can.
One of the bad things about him is because he's on live on Kick, he's got a text-to-speech active, and his chat is actively trying to get him punched. So they donate $2 to activate text-to-speech, and the chat goes Nagasaki, Nagasaki, Hiroshima in the middle of public. Just to fucking get him in trouble. And then he'll start saying it as well. Sometimes they'll also say, I am armed in Japanese, I have weapons, I have an explosive device, and people are just staring at him. A little bit, yeah.
You see behind me, look. I'm being.
But as the stream went on and the police continued to follow him, he started testing it a bit.
I've been getting followed for I literally started the stream. Look at the timer on the stream. It's 3 minutes. Leg it. Just run. You can't just run. Walk. Should I walk backwards, guys? Should I walk backwards? Yo, he just followed me. Walk backwards. Walk backwards. Look, he stopped. Look, he stopped. He stopped. He stopped. Yo, what the?
So it seems like the officer's just following him and waiting for backup. But every time he went around a corner, he was hoping the cop was going to stop following him.
Listen, he's gonna keep following me?
Yep.
Yo, what the is going on? He's been following me since the live started.
Yeah, it's not racial profiling, Johnny. You're actually guilty. You're a fucking menace.
Clearly, his wish was not granted, so he switched up his tactic and tried to talk to the officer.
Hello? Hello? Hello, sir? Hello? 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 I just letting him know I can see him. Yo, this is... Follow him. I'll try to follow him. I'm gonna stop, then he stops. You can't make this up, chat.
At this point, I would assume that he's probably recognized that he's messed up severely, but if he didn't then, he will now because backup arrived.
And he's still outside, right here. Oh, whoa, even more backup. Backup. What's up, you guys? Hello, what's up? What's going on?
He has an arrest warrant.
Oh my god. Huh? Passport. Passport?
Let's just go.
You need my passport?
Check.
Police check.
Okay.
Police check?
Police check.
No
Okay.
problem.
Okay,
Daijobu.
thank you.
Daijobu, guys. I'm Black Monkey Luffy.
Wait, Japanese moody.
What?
English.
Your English, please? Yeah. Thank you, guys. Yeah, no problem. Daijobu. Daijobu.
Check. Okay.
But yeah, so anyway, Japan, after he begged them to let him out, like he said, I will never do this again. Japan went, okay, we'll believe you this time. Get out of our country. He immediately went over to Israel where he sexually harassed a police officer. Somali, no, not Johnny. What the fuck? Israel. Here we go.
Oh, you a bad bitch. I swear to God. You a bad bitch. I'll take you to dinner. I swear to God. I'll change your life. I'll change your life, baby. Baby, I'll change your life. I promise you. You a bad bitch right here. I'll change your life, baby girl. You ain't gotta work for these niggas no more. Bitch.
Yeah, I'm white. I can't keep playing that with that. It's not blurred. Okay, it's not censored. I can't keep doing that. Anyway, so he gets arrested. He then flees Israel, stops streaming for a bit, goes to South Korea, where his antics get turned up to 11, where he disrespects national monuments. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so he's facing upwards of 29 years, by the way. Little spoiler alert. Actually... where the fuck is Johnny? Oh, there's him talking about him in Israel. A fucking ray gun. Okay.
This streamer just got arrested in Israel only 6 weeks after getting let out of Japanese jail.
Guys, that was like day one. Oh!
I cut that there for obvious reasons, but Johnny was then missing for a few hours and the internet was genuinely wondering what happened here. But then a couple hours later, he suddenly updated the world that he was fine, but went to a hospital for some
All right. He got into a lot of trouble because you can't just stream in Israel without permission, and he kept doing it. And then a lot of people kept reporting saying, no, he's recording without permission outside, and that's why he kept getting arrested.
This IRL streamer is now reportedly facing up to 29 years in prison and has just had his passport removed by the Korean police, as they're currently investigating him for a whole laundry list of felonies. And this is all after the Korean public was essentially hunting him for sport for a whole week. So it's safe to say there's more on...
There was a fucking a hit out on him. A like $50,000 bounty if you king hit him and knocked him out on stream.
An IRL streamer that we've been covering for a little bit over a year heavily regrets bringing his clown show to Korea. The whole reason this guy is known is he essentially goes to countries that are famous for being extremely high trust societies. So in return, they are tolerant and nice to his antics. He then tries to push the boundaries as far as he can, thinking that he'll get away with basically anything. So he plays this game of being an absolute burden to society until the police show up and suddenly he didn't do anything wrong. And if they even try to give him the slightest amount of punishment, he cries about how unfair they are towards him. We've seen him test the limits in both Japan and Israel, and both places he ended up finding out and fleeing the countries. In Japan, he was beat up multiple times and ended up spending a little bit over 3 months in jail. And in Israel, he was detained by police and followed around by them for the most of his stay, until he decided to flee before he was arrested for a longer period of time. Over the past few weeks, though, he decided to go to Korea, and this has all happened again. But the big difference between Korea and the other countries is he was way more reckless and disrespectful simply because I guess he thought he could get away with it there. Unfortunately for the streamer, though, this was absolutely not the case, because just looking at the whole laundry list of felonies he's facing, he could actually be going away for up to 29 years if the judge really decides to put their foot down on him. And I mean, hey, if they don't, he's made it extremely clear that he will just continue this behavior.
I just don't get it. I just don't get it, bro. Like, you're gonna come up to me, bro. Why are you being racist to other people in other countries? Why are you bullying people in other countries? For money, like, for clout. I've said it many times. I don't give a. I have no morals.
I really look forward to South Korea crucifying this guy.
Like,
he needs to be made example of.
Period. Like, put this in your next YouTube documentary. I don't give a. Like, I care about nobody but my self.
So as we covered in the
Blatantly
last couple of
obvious.
videos on the situation of him in Korea, a lot has happened revolving him in Korea. To give a quick and shortened list to catch you up to speed, as soon as he arrived, he immediately started disrespecting the culture, which included harassing countless women, interrupting a concert by going on stage, buying a fish and intentionally leaving it out in the sun, and then walking.
That one where he went on stage, he also had alcohol, and that was being televised or streamed or something because there were cameras there. So they just had this random guy drinking alcohol in the middle of a, yeah, they were not happy about that one either.
Interrupting a concert by going on stage, buying a fish and intentionally leaving it out in the sun, and then walking around all day, so it became absolutely disgusting. Then bringing it around and shoving it in people's faces on the public transportation for content. He was then throwing food and screaming inside of a 7-Eleven, and when an elder store clerk begged him to stop, he cursed her out, which is now one of the main things he actually got into trouble for. But the other large incident was him finding these comfort lady statues that exist for this reason. And
yeah, so he went over to national tragedy statues to symbolize the sexual assault and sexual slavery of women during the war. And
he decided to then go and grope them and pour baby oil all over them. Then
he gave them the old Diddy treatment.
And undressed himself and started dancing on them. It's just a sad and pathetic attempt for attention, but little did he know he would actually indirectly create this large community in Korea to literally hunt him for sport. But his first interaction after this situation that we covered with him and the police was fairly calm.
YouTube off? Why?
신고 들어왔어. 112 신고.
I don't know.
끄라고.
Gino, go.
끄라고요.
Call somebody. I don't know English.
폰 오프.
English.
Yeah, he doesn't know English, does he? He barely knows how to speak.
English.
What are you doing here?
I didn't do anything. I'm in Hongdae. Didn't do anything.
Stop recording.
What? It's on black. What?
No.
I can put on my face.
No.
My face.
No.
Go.
No.
My face.
Stop. Insulting anything. Anybody.
I never insulted anybody.
We saw that.
Saw what?
We always saw that.
Saw what?
On your YouTube.
I didn't do anything.
Yes. Yeah.
What's serious?
Very serious.
What
Oh,
very
this is where he
serious?
gets assaulted.
To just walk around and treat people as you want to be treated yourself. He doesn't get that though. But as I said, he was found very quickly and got knocked out again.
잊지 말라고.
Hey. 잊지 말라고.
I mean, he still has the bandage on his eye from the
So he's already been punched once and he's about to leave the apartment. And everyone
time.
knows where he fucking lives already because the internet, when they hate someone enough, there's no hiding.
time he got knocked out after this.
Especially not when you live stream yourself exiting a building.
어디가?
Don't touch my shoes.
어디가?
Don't touch me, nigga.
어?
Huh?
소만이 어디가?
Yes, sir.
어디 가냐고?
You guys following me crazy? Look at you.
어디가?
What you got? What you mean? What you got?
어디가?
What you got? Oh.
Yes.
Yo, what is this?
야,
Fucking deserved.
뭐 하는 거야?
Oh, he did that right in front of a bunch of police officers. So here's the aftermath of that situation.
Oh, crazy.
So he was knocked to the ground.
그만해.
My hat.
He is cooked.
Oh yeah, he's really dizzy from this.
But yeah, so this was about 9 months ago-ish. And the reason why he's not in jail and he's out, the South Korean government banned him from streaming, which he's still been doing. So that's just more evidence against him. He's basically having to pay for himself to survive, but he's got no fucking money. So that's why they mentioned
safe to say
that guy, the guy who showed up.
His trial started, Johnny was still not there. So this is still associated with Hank walked.
Hank, that's him. Johnny is currently living with Hank, basically being a burden on Hank. Meanwhile, where is the next little part? Because he does go to court and he does one of the most disrespectful things you could probably do. Okay. But there's just too much Johnny Somali. It's hard to know which video is what. Oh, I think this is it.
If you come right here, you see that 7-Eleven right there.
Yeah, Atozy went to South Korea for the first trial date and then backtracked and went to every single location Johnny Somali is currently being charged for, like the 7-Eleven where he threw food everywhere.
Is where pretty much the most hated live streamer in the world made one of the worst decisions of his life by decided to getting belligerently drunk, throwing noodles around, and then cussing out an elderly store employee. This basically kickstarted his downfall here in Korea because it was after that incident that things started to crumble together for him.
And this caused
Okay, no, he doesn't show any images of it. He went to his first court date in an oversized suit, and then afterwards, can I find? Yeah, found it immediately.
I didn't expect.
Johnny Somali, as soon as the case was done for the first trial date, he went out and said, "Oh, the judge is a bitch. He'll never do anything against me," along those lines. So insulting the judge. And then he dressed up as Kanye and did this. He still thought nothing would happen to him. Now reality is starting to finally fucking sink in that he is absolutely fucked. So, now that you're sort of caught up in a very extremely broad and quick summary, let's see how the court case today went.
And that also confirmed that Hank is still associated with Johnny. Then, at 4:05, so this is 5 minutes after his trial started, Johnny was still not there. So Hank, he starts panicking and talking to the lawyer, and they don't know where Johnny is. So then Hank has to run out of the courtroom and I guess call Johnny and figure out where this guy is. So moving on with my notes here, let's see, 1 second. Then we have at 4:07, Johnny then walks in, this time respectfully, in a fitting suit. It seems like Johnny realized how bad things were.
He's woken up to himself a little.
Took the cue, and he was like, okay, I'm gonna lock in because clearly things are not going well for him. So
you were fucked, Johnny.
Everyone sits down, or everyone stands up, judge walks in, everyone sits down. Okay, court starts. So then at 4:12, Johnny then confirms that he is still a quote-unquote student and that he still actually lives at Hank's house. So that's interesting because Hank
He is absolutely not a fucking student.
is going on to say, oh, Johnny does not live with me. I do not help Johnny anymore. I'm not associated with him anymore.
Oh, that's interesting. The last Atozy video talked about how Hank was still... Ooh, trouble in paradise, huh?
Apparently that's not true.
Oh.
So then we have the 8 charges that he's currently facing. Right. I have Gabe with me here who's been helping me translate and also find all the location and everything.
Nice job, Gabe. Woo!
And so on. So shout out to this man for being here. But essentially, so there's the first charges they talked about were it was the business obstruction charges. and they
Yes.
were related to the buses,
Yes,
correct?
this is the new charge that they announced today. So this is the one that we didn't know for sure, but I predicted was going to be the bus incident on the 27th.
So that was was it 7011 bus, or was it 7013A?
It was 7011 and
Okay.
7013A.
Okay.
Oh, so
and
they
then you had
combined the
another
two
bus
incidents.
Oh, so it was the 2024 incident. That's why it was bus 2024. Okay,
Yes,
so that's
yes.
okay.
This
Right.
had happened in 2024.
Okay.
So that's why, that's also why they're adding it to this case, among many reasons, is because it was all around the same time. So they consider
Right.
this a crime spree.
Okay.
Oh.
And so the first two disturbances, so the first bus, that was for playing NK propaganda on the bus. And then the second one was for just text-to-speech donations and just, disturbing the peace on the bus. So
Noises and
loud
refusing
noises.
to turn it down.
Yes, and
Causing
then
a disturbance,
interacting.
and also the live streaming. That in itself they consider to be a disturbance. That, making other people feel uncomfortable if you have your camera. Like right now we're here, we're not putting people in the frame, right? If you're on a bus, you're live streaming other people as well.
Yeah.
So that's considered a disturbance as well.
So then at 4:15, you had that moment where they went, oh, if you change the time, we plead guilty here. And that didn't fully make sense to me. So, what was that about? Because that was what Johnny's team said.
It's very common for an accusation to have some small mistake, like it could be a date or a time or a location. It doesn't really matter.
Okay.
If you say no, it wasn't this day, it was that day, it's still a crime. It
Okay.
doesn't matter. But
Okay.
Johnny nitpicks about stuff like this, and the lawyer brought that up as an
Okay.
argument. And so the compromise was: do you admit to everything except the date that this happened? Yes, he admits to everything except for the date. Okay, that's a guilty plea.
Okay, so yeah, then he pled guilty
Right.
for all the obstruction charges. So all 4 obstruction of business charges, he pled guilty for.
Right.
Ooh.
Then, so because
If they really want to go in, isn't that like 4 years jail time each? Ooh, that could be a lot.
of that plea, then the witness got up and left because they no longer needed her to testify against him, because we're assuming that the witness was one of the workers at Lotte World who witnessed him, disrupt and stop the ride and do all the stuff he did there.
Yeah, when she turned around, I recognized her from the video.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay,
100%. I recognized her from the video.
Okay, so then you had the whole deepfake charges. So the lawyer then said that Johnny was intoxicated. So they used him being intoxicated as an excuse for why he distributed those.
Nope,
Their
that's
number
not an
one
excuse.
argument is that, this was his lawyer finally making an argument, which they've been asking him to do.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's what you're supposed to do in court.
Yeah.
And he keeps saying, oh, I gave you the evidence, or oh, I'll tell you later. But finally they got him to make an argument, and his number one argument was he did not produce the deepfakes, even though I think he probably did. Right? He did not produce the deepfakes.
I didn't produce it, I just made it using AI. I entered the prompt, I paid for the AI bot, but I didn't make it.
All he did was to distribute them.
I barely distributed it, I just posted it once. It's not distributing.
So you admit to distributing them.
Right. Okay. So yeah, so that's
the
essentially what
crime.
happened. Yeah.
But he is insisting on a not guilty plea. So it looks like his lawyer or somebody was able to convince him that the Lotte World charge was a lost cause. Mm-hmm. And so that's what Johnny gave.
Interesting.
Guilty plea, changing the plea from not guilty to guilty for Lotte World.
Yeah.
But insisting on not guilty for the deep fakes.
Okay. And then
Oh,
that's
they're
when
gonna
that,
crucify
a
him
new
for those
dialogue
ones.
started, because that's when the prosecution wanted to bring in witnesses for the deepfakes, and Johnny's lawyer did not want witnesses involved at all.
Right.
You don't get to say that. The witnesses need to be called. Fuck yourselves.
So then, what happened after they didn't want witnesses? What did the judge say, and how was the reaction of the court then?
This was interesting. Since he got overruled when he tried to block the witnesses.
Yeah.
They do not want Bong Bong to testify. They don't want Yongman. They don't want either of them to testify. That's
Okay.
clear. We know.
Yeah.
We know. We've known that for a long time. Mm-hmm. But yes, he was actively in court trying to block them, and he was overruled on that.
Okay.
So, but since they're having the witnesses, the lawyer requested more time than usual
Okay.
to examine them.
So
why.
What's a normal time to examine someone, you think?
20 minutes,
It
30
depends
minutes?
on the case, and then all that, they'll set it, and for this, they set 15 minutes for the defense for the lawyer to interview the
Okay.
witnesses. They set 15 minutes, and since he couldn't block it, he wanted more time with the witnesses, which means if they can't block the witnesses, they really want to grill them. So he might be planning on going all in on Bong Bong.
Oh, wow. Okay, so is it Johnny's lawyer that's grilling Bong Bong or the prosecution that's grilling Bong Bong?
It'll be first the prosecution for 15 minutes, and
Yeah.
the next is
Yeah, the prosecution asks their questions. How did this impact you? Yada, yada, yada. Then the defense goes, oh, but he didn't make it, did he? But he distributed it. Oh, but he didn't make it. Yeah, see, he didn't make it. He should be innocent. But that's not the charge. He's being charged with distribution. I don't know who Johnny's lawyer is, but sounds only slightly more competent than Johnny.
Johnny's lawyer for 15 minutes.
Okay.
And then the judge might ask some questions as well.
And that and then you have another witness as well. So it'll be times 2 essentially.
Exactly. Yeah. And
Interesting.
then another times 2 because they're going to do a translation for everything.
Oh,
So
wow.
they make it twice as long. Yeah.
Okay. And that's happening in October. And then other than that, like, so then you had the
Okay,
what were
so
the
we've got
other-
another
the
2
minor crime
months.
charges? Were they ever brought up during this case or trial?
That is settled that the plea is guilty.
Okay.
Minor crimes, and now we can say
Okay, so the minor crimes, when he went to a basically a Korean version of Disneyland sort of thing, his chat was saying very sexual things in Korean near the kids. Yeah. I don't know what he was expecting there. But yeah, no, he pled guilty to those.
obstruction of business. The plea is guilty for 6 charges.
Okay. Interesting. And so overall, how was Johnny's lawyer?
Flustered, definitely out of his depth. I kind of feel
No
bad for
shit.
him.
Yeah.
I know he was pressured by Hank's family to be a part of this case, and I think he's trying to do his best to balance between Johnny and normalcy.
Yeah.
Normal, sane.
Yeah, I think Atozy mentioned that Johnny's current lawyer hasn't done criminal in a long time. I think they're primarily a corporate lawyer, so who knows why the fuck they've got a corporate lawyer being a criminal defense lawyer. Yeah.
Actual normal procedure.
Yeah. And how is the prosecution handling this case, you feel like?
I mean, obviously very professional.
Okay.
Right.
So would you consider them to be pretty aggressive on this case, or how would you rate it?
Yes, I would say today they were aggressive on it. The paradox is how can you simultaneously admit to having distributed, which is the crime that it's accused of, and insist on this not guilty plea?
Yeah.
That's insane. It's thinking. The more I think about it, the crazier it is. But that's what we just witnessed.
Wow.
Is this lawyer using
Admitting
Johnny's argument?
Yeah.
that he distributed, but not.
I didn't make it, so I'm not guilty.
Yeah.
Even though, again, I think he did.
And also, like, the whole charge is for the distribution. So they're like, oh, we didn't make it. I did distribute it, though. But I was drunk. That's essentially what we're seeing unfold.
Yes, that's the mental gymnastics that we saw happen today. Lawyer was very flustered, turning red, stuttering. I don't think he has a natural stutter like Hank, but he does have a strange way of talking.
Yeah.
But he definitely seemed very uncomfortable.
Interesting. Did the judge give any reaction to this, or was he confused, or how was the judge reacting to this?
The judge, as usual, is very, sort of above everything, above the fray, and was very calm and very patient with the process. But he's also the one who said, "No, you cannot block these witnesses, and no, you cannot extend your, interview time with them."
Oh,
Right.
he said no to the extension.
Wow.
Nice.
Do you have any other overall thoughts on this trial?
That was crazy. That was just insane.
And
There's all this stuff. There's so much stuff that's just unprecedented. It's stuff you just don't do.
okay, yeah. So this is just an absolutely not a normal
This
trial.
is
at all.
like it's almost like Monty Python.
Really? Okay, so it is just a full-on clown fest.
Monty Python shit
Okay.
show.
Absolutely a contest.
Nice.
If you were going to give a prediction of like how the prosecution was and like from previous cases you've seen in Korea, What do you think the most likely sentence that he will get from all this is?
At this point, I think the prosecutor is going to say something like 4 or 5 years. Maybe
Wow.
Oh.
Okay.
Because of Johnny's insistence.
Yeah.
And because of his insincerity with his guilty pleas.
Yeah. And now, I mean, finally, he's locked in, but it also seems like it's kind of too late to start acting like he's actually sorry. Because he didn't actually act like he was sorry today. He was just being respectful. He was being a normal person today, from what I saw. And that's really it. Yeah, the bar is really set low. But hey, it is what it is.
Oh, God. I am really looking forward to October now. Oh. If only this was being covered like the Johnny Depp trials, where it was all being fucking live streamed. I would be sitting there with a bucket of popcorn, munching it all. Now,